Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. Palladium Books has released a lot of supplement material for some of their games. There is libraries devoted to Rifts, there's lots of books devoted to Robotech, lots more books devoted to the Palladium Fantasy. Oddly, though, they didn't put out very many books to go along with Heroes Unlimited. I think there might have been one or two adventure books, not really sure. And the only real supplement they got was the book that we're going to talk about in this video. And we're going to talk about Villains Unlimited. This book has 224 pages and a copyright of 1996. This is the third publishing of this book. It was published by Palladium Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. This is the first thing we see when we open the book. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white. And it is pretty decent in a black and white comic book kind of way. And it has a lot of pictures of different villains for to use in your game. Lots and lots of villains. To play this game, what you're going to need is a copy of this book and a copy of the core rule book and a full set of dice. Full set of dice containing a 20-sided die, a 12-sided die, preferably two 10-sided dice for rolling both percentiles and tens, an 8-sided die, a 6-sided die, and a 4-sided die. This book is kind of strange. It's kind of like a mishmash of different things. It's like they took all the stuff that they cut out of the other book for space saving, put it into here. This is a very good book in theory, but it's kind of strange. It's got a segment in here devoted to clarification of combat rules. And that's kind of nifty. It's got a little bit of an expansion on combat, if you want. And it's got a section in here for new superpowers, both minor and major powers, which is pretty nifty. It's got some really neat powers. And it's got a section here on organizations, so giving you some rules and stuff to where you can build your own organizations for both the NPCs and the player characters, which is pretty neat. It's also got a very large selection of pre-generated villains and so forth that you could throw at your player characters in case you didn't want to make up your own. And it's also got some organizations already made up for you that you can have your players either join or fight against. And it's got a couple of scenarios and adventures in the back that you can modify and run to fit your game. And it's got a general use blank character sheet in the back that you can photocopy and use. So there's some nifty information in here, but Villains Unlimited is a little bit misleading of a title, but it does have a lot of villains pre-generated that you could use, so it's got that. And I really like the idea behind this book. Villains Unlimited to go with Heroes Unlimited, but it just feels like they kind of missed a step somewhere. Which brings me to three questions. Would I play a character using the information in this book? And yeah, there's some nifty powers in there. There's one power called Multiple Lives, which basically turns your character into Kenny from South Park because they don't die. And I gave that power to one of the player character's sidekick in a game I ran, and it was so dramatic when he died, but then he showed up the next day to the meeting they had, which freaked everybody out, and then he died again and came back, and so then they weaponized him and started using him as a tool for fighting bad guys. And if the game had gone on, I would have had him get over it and fight the players as a villain, but it ended before that could happen. Would I run a game using the information in this book? Yeah, I would, and I have. There's some neat information in it. Would I recommend this book? And regretfully, I'm going to have to say not really. I love the idea behind there being a Villains Unlimited to go with Heroes Unlimited, but it just seems to be missing a spark of its own. It feels like a collection of afterthoughts, really. Now, it does have a very large selection of villains that you can pick from to use, some organizations and the adventures. And if you want the extra superpowers that are in the game, then yeah, you should probably check the book out. Or if you're just a big fan of Heroes Unlimited, be a good book to have to go with it. But overall, if you miss the book, then I don't think it's that big of a loss for you. So this has been my look at Villains Unlimited. Thank you for joining me at this look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.